Startup Weekend is pretty much the tip of the spear for entrepreneurship. It's a 54-hour process where we bring people together from all places, all spaces, sort of a call for people that want to jam out on ideas and meet other people and form relationships and hopefully build companies.
Startup Weekend, everyone gets here Friday night. We had over 20 people pitch ideas in under 60 seconds that they had coming into this weekend. Everyone had sticky notes and they were forming teams and recruiting people. We have mentors coming in who are helping the teams along in the process. Everyone will pitch their ideas to a panel of judges, and we have a prize pack for the winner that'll really get them set up if they want to move forward with this business.
So Startup Weekend is 54 hours, and at the end of that, you've got real teams that are solving real problems that pitch their ideas. So it's the whole point of really compressing, coming up with great new ideas that can become business ventures.
Startup Junkie has a really deep reach into the community. So the goal of the weekend is to help people get an idea off the ground, but also learn what it takes to pivot, understand who your customer is, define your problem, the basics of entrepreneurship, which people often have to learn and relearn.
Definitely nervous. I do have some experience with pitching, but every time you do it, you're afraid of that judgment piece, right? Whether or not someone's going to like the idea. I think what's great about this environment is everybody's there to support you. So I think once I got into it, I felt like I was getting enough nods that, okay, we're in a good place.
This is the energy that goes out and forms new businesses. Back in 2011, when I did Startup Weekend, I actually went and formed a business completely different from what we worked on with two of the members, and it was incredible. Like, I'm still drawing on that today, and I'm an entrepreneur because of that Startup Weekend.
I definitely walked in today kind of like looking at all that was going on, a little overwhelmed, and then as I sat down and got into it with one of the teams, I was like, wow, this is awesome. And now I want to switch sides and be one of the startup participants.
The more people that we can get clued into something like Techstars Startup Weekend, the better. It's a lot more approachable than people think, and it's designed to be that way. It's designed to draw you in and then help you grow as an entrepreneur. Creating those opportunities and bringing those new technologies to life wherever people exist. There's all kinds of great ideas out there, and we just have to go find it.
I think it's very important for this program to exist. If you don't have programs like this, there aren't going to be those people who actually go for their passions. All day long you hear people saying, that's not going to work. That's never going to happen. With these kinds of events, people are telling you anything's possible. You can totally do that. Go for it.
The one thing we can guarantee is that the people that have shown up are going to meet someone that they didn't know that they needed to know. And those connections and relationships that are built are the most important outcome. Those relationships that have been made between creatives and business people and designers, that's the real outcome. This sense of community and knowing who you can reach out to the next time you have a great idea.
We typically have people come in and then they pitch their ideas. So they will give a very brief summary of what they're hoping to do, and then we all vote, and then people attach themselves to those teams, and then people can get to work. And that typically happens on the first day.
My pitch was for a business that was a child development program that is an app with videos to supplement the one-on-one development that kids are missing in their curriculum.
It's called Locale Square. In essence, it's a monthly subscription box service that provides locally sourced goods from different cities around the country. Regardless of if it's where you live, where you used to live, or where you want to live, you can connect to that community.
Shoes are not just shoes anymore. It's a confidence booster. But the only issue is, one, shoes are expensive, and second, it's a long-term commitment. What if the same shoes you love, you could have just rented them out?
I believe that STEM education has a huge potential to break cycles of poverty. The issue being, current robotics platforms are really expensive, and so it's hard for teachers and schools to reach all the kids. That's why I want to create an affordable robotics platform called ModBot. ModBot is made entirely out of parts that I can buy at Walmart, and it's so cheap that a student can take it home and continue with what they want with the online tutorials.
One team member is out on the streets asking people for survey questions to see what kind of market we have. Another guy on my team is developing our mock prototypes for our app.
We have a lot of talent. We were in a position where we could pick who we wanted, and that was huge. So it's just dividing up the work based off what people are good at, and more importantly, what they're passionate about. We have a prototype robot that I built the night before the competition. I was just so excited, I couldn't wait. We're developing the add-on kits for that. We're developing the business plan, how we're going to scale this, looking at the cost models. We just interviewed a teacher who teaches robotics, and we're hearing all the pain points that he's felt with his classes.
The next day, we kind of apply more structure. We also inject our Techstars Network mentors and coaches into those situations so they can provide some real-world expertise for their ideas, maybe some long-term looks at how their idea will pan out in the marketplace. Maybe they need to pivot, maybe they need to change their idea.
We are kind of at the end of our validation stage. Really now we just want to solidify the model, make sure it makes sense, and we're meeting with the mentors to get their feedback on, do our features make sense? Does the solution fit the problem that we've identified? Is our purpose strong enough? And really what our true story is. We came up with a solution, and our solution, again, is to try and connect communities by giving more opportunities to get access to locally made products that are curated by people within those communities.
The third day, things get really interesting where they will actually give a final pitch. They've used all the skills that they've kind of acquired over the last couple of days to produce something that's a lot better that they can then take with them. Then they receive benefits from within the community, design work, legal help, that kind of thing.
They can charge whatever they want for this because I can't make it myself. ModBot is different. Every single part on here can be either 3D printed or bought at Walmart. If my little sister or your kids want to learn about STEM or robotics, cost should not be a barrier. They should be able to. With ModBot, they can. Thank you.
First place, NWA Startup Weekend 2018 is ModBot.
I get up there, and it just came out. The crowd, I knew they cared, and so I was so excited just to have the opportunity to share ModBot's story and my passion and love for this with Northwest Arkansas. There's this huge mantra behind tech companies or companies in general that you have to be the Steve Jobs to start a company. But in reality, what Startup Weekend does is it makes it tangible, and people realize that, oh, I can bring good ideas and I can solve the problems that I see in my community. This is empowering people who are already there, already thinking of problems and their own solutions, and it's like streamlining that, making it a place where everybody can be heard and we can just share the ideas.